Destiny, I've been dying to ask you this. I saw an article that talked about Donald Trump, and it resonated with me. I feel the same way. They're like, this is what's happened to Donald Trump. He has become no longer entertaining. I don't give a fuck about everything Donald Trump says anymore. He used to blow you away. The dude could misspell something in a tweet like hamburger or covfefe or whatever. And it was major news that everybody carried. Now he's out there accusing people of being dirty and fake elections. And it's just the same bullshit again and again and again. Adam Schiff is still shifty. Right? This other guy's still sleepy. This other guy's still little. He has no new material. It's boring as fuck. You go to his dumbass rallies, and it's the same bullshit he's been saying since 2015. He is the equivalent, I've read and I agreed,
of a Marvel
Beach
movie.
Boys
the same
singing,
thing over and over.
Of the beat, hush. He's the equivalent of the Beach Boys singing California Girls 50 fucking years in a row. He's going to go up there. He's going to play all his greatest hits. We're going to build a wall. The election was stolen. This guy, you know, he reads the same tired material off a teleprompter with a few little riffs that he throws in on his own. Some insults that seemed edgy 4 years ago, 6 years ago, but now they're not. Now it's just dull, boring nonsense. No one gives a fuck about it. The little name calling he throws in, it doesn't faze me anymore. I don't care. It just seems petty and little and small, and he doesn't have any new ideas, and all he has is the same redundant bullshit. I think when Trump runs again, he's not going to be the show anymore. There are lots of people who enter the presidential primaries as the leader, right? Jeb Bush had won that thing before he started, which is just a coronation ceremony. Hillary Clinton, she won before she started against Obama. It was just, you know, it was hers to like just give it to her. Why are we even doing this race? And they don't always win, these front runners early on. That might be what happens to Trump next election cycle. Thoughts?
I think that's the off season right now. I think you're judging your favorite athlete, and it's not even spring training. He's just working on his material like a comic in some little club somewhere. I think
I'm sure he's working.
And people listen to this, Democrats, am I right? And he's like working on like a tight five.
I think there's a
deal with dividends.
I think what's the deal?
I think there's a good chance he wins next election. I think it'll happen.
The whole election.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think
the
that
problem is the Democrats don't have anyone good.
Well, the problem is that like I think it's actually kind of simple for the next one. This is what I'm thinking right now. One is that the economy will always be blamed or accredited to whoever the president is, right? Sure. And if we haven't gotten rid of the inflation stuff, if we haven't cooled that off which is hard to say in 2 years, maybe that'll change. But if the economy is still doing in a couple years, like we're already probably losing the midterms. If you're a Democrat, when I say we, if we're going to lose the next election cycle, it'll be to a Republican. Obviously, they're not going to run anybody against Biden, and the person that's going to run on the Republican side is going to be Trump, right? And if things don't change, it's going to be a Republican. You don't think they're going to run Trump?
I don't think they're going to run Biden.
Can beat him.
I don't think they're going to run Biden.
I'll run Biden. You'll never. I know that people have ideas about dementia or whatever. Yeah, I'll put like 50
I don't want to get crazy, millionaire. You're over there
or $20 or $10, whatever. Yeah, I bet you on it. They'll run Biden. I know for a fact. I'll bet it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Hold on. I'll give you 2-to-1 odds on $10. I'll give you 2-to-1. If I lose, I'll give you $20. Okay.
Of course.
Pinky's up for this one, but
that's actually a lot for me. That's
wait. So like, when was the last time?
Because I think they're absolutely the sitting president will not be running this time. I don't remember the last time, but it should have been Reagan. Is when it should have been, right? Like he shouldn't have came back because he's
I can't. I mean, of course, there's two-term presidents where that happens a lot, but that's not what you're talking about. I can't remember the last time a one-term president didn't run.
He should not run. Honestly, look,
Biden could die of old age. These people
exactly.
Throw away your
that's a no bet, by the way. If Biden dies, it's a no bet.
Sure. How can you,
or if Trump dies of elderly and obesity.
Why would you risk throwing away your incumbent advantage when it's so huge? It's like one of the most important advantages.
I don't think it's as big anymore. I think there's going to be a lot of voices that want to run Kamala. That's
no shot. No,
she is very unlikable.
She's so unlikable,
funny, and she's bad with her voice. It's very.
I can't see it being Kamala.
There are going to be people who want Hillary.
No,
there
her
will
time has
not.
passed. Nah, I
There
don't
will
think
be
so.
like 5 blue checks on Twitter who work
Yeah,
at the New York Times
this
who
is
want
the
Hillary,
Donald
and
Trump
that's
fanatic voice or ideas. I don't think Hillary is coming back. There's
It's
no
gonna
I
way.
don't think
hard
Hillary
for-
wants to come back.
I
I
don't
would
think
love
you
for her to
guys.
lose again.
I don't think you guys want to go old white guy again. I think you're. I think there's a lot of voices in the Democratic Party that are like, "Are we doing old white guy again?"
Do Buttigieg.
Again?
No,
Young
he's
white guy.
Judge isn't.
Or no, he's not old. He's like 40, 45.
That was my alternative to old white guy. Like, do
Oh.
this.
I do believe. I genuinely believe Biden has had a severe decline. I've never seen a president who had his wife / caretaker with him so often when he's on the microphone. I've never seen that. Like you often would see Michelle with Obama at like meet and greets and anything social. But Biden is often speaking on serious topics, and I know there's different categories of when the president goes on the mic. Like there's a Rose Garden thing, and then there's an Oval Office thing, and they have different protocol. But man, I see her with him almost all the time, and she sort of interjects with and like softens things and makes things helps things roll along.
That's the weird thing is like Michelle would be there with Barack.
Remember Johnny Carson had that little fat fucker that sat next to him that made things like work like. That's what she is. She's there to like keep things rolling along smoothly.
Ed McMahon.
Because I feel like Biden could easily get in a situation where he's like, "What? Huh? Oh, I'm gonna do the thing now with the camera, the talk. Like I don't know. I feel like some.
I want them to keep putting him in positions like that because I like when he gets exasperated and he just has to be like, how about shut up. Shut up about that. And it's like, oh, that's great because then like everyone, like a lot of the media like wants to defend Biden, and so they'll be like, Biden delivers hard words on this, and it's just him like barely with it, like shut up. Okay, yeah, he's not just lashing out as an elderly person.
Let's assume Biden is going to run, and let's just assume that it doesn't matter who comes from the Republicans. It's going to be they can all speak well. Like even if it were Ted Cruz, he's a difficult.
It'll be Trump, but yeah, we can assume it's anybody.
Yeah, whether it's Trump, DeSantis, Cruz, Rubio, anyone from the right. I don't really know who the field's going to be this time.
Is Rubio a guy anymore?
I think they're all better debaters than Joe Biden is. I thought Biden was bad in the VP stuff like. 12 years ago, I remember thinking that he lost to who was McCain's VP choice? Like
Palin.
I thought he lost to her.
I don't think anybody cares about debates or any of that shit, right? Because like it's all an entertainment thing. Because in terms of like foreign policy or knowledge, regardless of how you feel about either one, Hillary has a trillion times more information, is more knowledgeable in every facet of government and life in general versus Donald Trump. Maybe they got to debate a real estate. Like I would bet money, and I would win every time that if I were to ask Donald Trump to point out like on an unlabeled map where is Afghanistan, he wouldn't be able to do it. He wouldn't be able to do it.
Just to be real with you, none of us here can. I if you tell me you can do it, I believe you. I could probably get like to one of the.
You can pick out Afghanistan on the map. You can get it.
Yeah, if the borders are drawn, it would take me a minute.
If the words are drawn,
let me just say this:
I can pick out every country if the words are drawn.
a bit of savant in that
way. I can find it, but I guarantee it wouldn't be boop. It'd be like,
I'd be like, no, that's Iraq. We need to go.
But I don't think when the American people are trying to judge winners or losers, I don't think that they're looking at like, oh, well, who had the like most informed like foreign policy take on this particular thing? I think it's more just like who made me laugh more, unironically, who made me laugh more. Like,
I mean, and that answer is going to be Trump every time because he's got bits, he's got jokes. He is funny.
Yeah. Zach is calling us. What color is Afghanistan?
Is it the green one between the blue one and the yellow one?
Is it the green one between the blue one and the yellow one?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it should be. To the right of the yellow one, because the big yellow one is Iran, and then it's Iraq and Syria to the left.
The one above the yellow?
Oh, Afghanistan and Pakistan. I only know this because we do. That should be Afghanistan, yeah.
Oh, that one by India?
Well,
that's not where I put it.
Well, India's next to Pakistan because they fight over the Kashmir shit, like between them. They've got like contested territory to the northeast.
Yeah. Now that you say it, it makes sense. But I was putting it over in like Eastern Europe.
Yeah,
I don't like how the
definitely-
U.S. got gray. That's not fair.
And just to be clear, I definitely struggled with that. That was a minute. That was
Sure.
harder than I thought it was going to be. I think that map has some weird like shapings around the borders. So like,
yeah,
they don't
that's
even
what
look-
it is.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
certainly
yeah.
not.
That's
If
not
you-
the
if
map
even-
I usually use for this sort of.
Even picking
people
out where
have
it
to
was,
come
though.
to me. They say, "Kyle, I'm a traveler of the world, and I'm trying to get to the land of Afghan," and they help.
I mean, I don't want to be rude, but Zach, that's a little on you for not showing an
You did
accurate
fuck
map.
that one up.
Yeah, yeah.
If you would have
Zach.
showed a real map, I would have been fucking laser eyes. Boom, boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
it's pretty weak sauce map.
Can you name every country in Italy in Europe?
Yes.
Italy.
Italy and
Rome.
Vatican City.
Yeah, Vatican
that's
City,
it.
yeah.
On the Bible thing and the connected to the political thing, I want to
At
say
least
one of my
5 people
favorite
fall.
things about Trump is I love how he, Woody, you have kids.
I do.
You know how they lie so horribly when they're like 7,
constantly.
right?
Filthy
Have you
liar.
ever, yeah, like, so this would happen. Nathan would come for the bathroom. Like, Nathan, did you wash your hands? And be like, yeah, of course. I didn't hear the sink run. I turned it really low, and I'll lie. I'm like, I went in and I checked, and there's no water in there. I wiped it down with the towel. Like, one of my favorite Trump lies is he's in a conversation with I think 1 or 2 like preachers, and they ask him, "What's your favorite verse in the Bible?" And I think he says, "Does he say all of them?"
Yeah, he's like, there's so many good ones, all of them.
Did he really say that?
I think
That's
I
really
did.
close.
What else could he say?
John 3:16 is the easiest one for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. You know, the
Or
whole,
just
Then he
like
would have to
I
know
like
it.
Genesis.
Only
I like
you
the
know
apple
that.
and the snake. Like it's a good story, you know. Like don't
yeah,
trust
I
women.
like
you know?
Leviticus 11:9. Jesus wept. They're like the
Oh
shortest
my
verse in the
God.
Bible.
Wait. I have the quote. I'm going to read it. Hopefully it backs up what we said. His favorite. Well, I think many. I mean, when we get into the Bible, I think many, so many.
Can I
And
read it in
some
his
people-
accent?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, give me the voice. I want to read it.
Yeah, you'll do it better.
The lines. Well, I think many, and I mean, when we get into the Bible, I think so many, many. And some people, an eye for an eye, you can almost say that that's not particularly a nice thing. But, you know, if you look at what's happening to our country, and I mean, look at it, if you really look at it, what do you think what's going on in our country? How people are taking advantage of us, how they're scoffing, believe me, I'm talking to a lot of smart people, a lot of good people, they're laughing at us. And then they laugh in our face, and they're
double
taking our jobs, and they're taking our money, and they're taking and it ends at H. There, and
That's
so
okay, so that's masterful. We were going to make fun of that, but think about what he did there. Like, I don't give a fuck that he doesn't know any verses anymore. What he's saying is like he almost in a retarded kind of way said, who cares about memorizing verses if you take what the Bible really means, right? For example,
oh my God,
that is
God.
that is a generous interpretation
Right.
of this
On the-
lunacy.
On the other side of what's actually happening here is Trump has like 2 or 3 thoughts in his head for like many months
Trump
at
is
a
an
time.
instrument that plays one note.
Exactly. And
he
he tries
dodged,
to find
ducked,
a way.
pivoted,
He tries-
and struck.
They're
He
like,
tries
Trump,
to
what's your
find a
favorite
way.
Bible verse? And he's like, string.
He could have so easily answered that with
He's
like
a gong.
there are classics, John 3:16. I don't even need to repeat that. We all know it. We're all Christians. Like that level of thing would have been smarter.
I
Just
disagree.
quickly doing that.
He got away from it and started talking about how we're embarrassing ourselves on the national stage and we need to defend it. Like he went to a core issue that
Well,
he
but
doesn't care about.
What does that
I
have to
think
do with
the
the
issue.
Bible?
I think the issue
It doesn't have
too is-
anything to do with it because he doesn't know shit about the Bible. He
But
doesn't
the
want to talk
issue-
about the Bible.
I'm pretty sure right after this, I don't know if the rest of the quote is here, if I'm making this up, but I'm pretty sure right after this, something the guy asked him again, like, oh yeah, but like, what's one verse? Just one thing. I think the guy tries to ask him a second time, and he he has to pivot again.
I'm curious. You guys, all 3 of you are put on the spot for that. Woody, do you have a Bible verse?
Yes, Matthew 5:38.
No, you can't read the Beatitudes. I can see you're reading it. Matthew 5 is called the Beatitudes. Very, very common passage there. Kyle,
Matthew
what would you say?
5:38, turn the other cheek. That's totally not me at all.
That's not.
I would say that I'm not a big fan of fairy tales in general.
No. You're in a political position. What do you do?
Yeah,
What's
that's
your
good.
improv?
I'm leading with the atheist thing. I'm going to be mocking Christians throughout the campaign.
Okay, so you're just ready to fucking lose badly.
I could tell a lot of lies, but I can't pretend like I believe in fairy tales and I don't have any imaginary friends. That's what it said on my Tinder profile for a long time. I'm not interested in people who have imaginary friends. And
Well, you might have missed one
I
of the-
relished the moment when someone asked what that meant. I told them it was Jesus. Like if you've got an invisible guy you talk to at night, yeah, is your friend. Oh, he's your best friend. He loves you. Oh, he loves you more than I can even imagine. Oh, your invisible friend that you talk to at night. He loves you so much that he sent his only begotten son to die for anything you might do that he wouldn't like. Wow, he must
Pretty
really,
good deal.
that's
right?
a pretty good imaginary friend you've got there is what you have. And people get real upset about that for some reason. But no, I don't have a Bible verse because I don't know any Bible verses. I was in church for years and never once do I remember them being like, and hey, write this down. This is called Matthew, blah, blah. I have no idea.
You guys never had to do
I
that?
couldn't
We had to
name
do that
more than
all
half
the
a dozen
time.
of the books.
Trump, a Presbyterian, has repeatedly said that his favorite book is the Bible. But in an
yep.
interview with Bloomberg last August, he declined to name his two favorite Bible verses because he said it was way too personal to share.
Remember on the
specifics.
campaign trail, he would hold up. On the campaign trail, he would hold up. He would say, "These are my two favorite books. One was the Bible because you have to, and then number two is Art of the Deal." That's what he would say.
I thought it was going to be the Constitution or something.
Dude, that is, dude. You cannot look at that and not laugh. That is so fucking
Okay,
funny.
I'll tell you it's funny. Having said that, like I'm done with the Trump show. I've seen it for 6 years in a
You
row.
Oh,
say
we
that,
know.
but they're not. They're
Woody.
not. I mean, like the
Oh,
party
Woody,
is like.
Woody, are you saying did he win your vote last time?
Close. It was close.
But he didn't. So
Yeah.
So no net loss really here by losing. What you mean
I see
is
what you're saying.
what you mean is I'm not
You're not the target
entertained
audience.
anymore. But
No.
but
I'm not entertained anymore, and I think that hurts him. I think
It
the
does.
country follows me. I think a lot of people in this country are no longer outraged by everything he does, interested in everything he does. If he
Oh,
were to
wrong
get
about that
Twitter
one.
back, he released a press release today talking about how some Georgia official was corrupt and that's why he lost the election.
They got to let
Get
go
rid
of
of
the
that.
election.
You got to
shit.
drop that. You got to drop
Yeah.
that. This is what I was talking about last week. Trump, I could win you this election. This is so easy. This is so easy. It's the core issues. It's the people. It's what's happening right now, and that's why he was so
Inflation.
good. That's why I think he was so good on Twitter, is because it seemed like what he was interested in was like the current events. He's hung up on this stuff from the past, and he's got to let that go. We don't care if the election is stolen or not. I don't want to hear about rigged voting machines. I don't want to hear about how the politicians in Georgia and Arizona didn't cheat
old
for
hat.
you. Like let's yeah.
It
need to
makes
be
you look.
talking
It's
about.
one of the reasons why,
You need
like,
to be talking about
loser.
inflation and dead children,
Mhm.
and you need to be talking about Russia and
Price
how
of
Your dead
energy.
children? I'm not sure that's his issue.
No, price of energy, price of food is the main issue.
People
Good
always,
issues.
whenever new politicians get in office, people like pundits and stuff will say like, "Oh, there need to be, there need to be courts, and we need to be holding people accountable." Blah 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 blah. Thankfully, the politicians are a little bit smarter, but nobody actually wants that. When you get into office, people want you to make forward progress. If you get into office and you make like the first like 100 days about trying to hold the last people accountable or like have courts, whatever, like it just you look salty as fuck. You look like a bad winner, and you just seem like vindictive and spiteful, and nobody's actually going to be on
bad
board with your
optics.
message.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good to just move on. And Trump being like so fixated, like it almost comes off as like a like a Division III athlete or like a high school superstar who's like trying to hold on to his glory days, and he got like defeated in the election, and he's like that's like his whole life's mission is to prove that election was stolen. And it's like, bro, it's time to let it go. You still have like the whole Republican Party is still behind you. The next president is probably going to be a Republican. Like, just let it go. Like, move forward. Like,